Welcome to the Dad Bod Academy podcast. I'm your host, Austin Krogan, your Dad Bod architect and the creator of the 90-day chiseled solution. And today I'm excited to bring on my good friend, Mike Gilbert. He's an amazing man of faith. He is a father of five, right? Father of five, a husband to his wife, Erica. One awesome guy who has a killer dad bod, you could say. He's also a business owner of Gilbert Contracting. Yeah. So entrepreneur as well. Just works really hard. He's strong in his faith. Super loyal guy. Respectful. I think very highly of him. I've known him for I think like 8 years now, off and on.
Probably closer to 10.
Probably closer to 10. Yeah, actually 10 years. 10 years. And I actually knew you before I knew your wife before you. I knew her because I was a trainer at Prairie Life Fitness. And I remember when you guys just first started dating. Yeah. And then you guys got engaged, and then now you're married. And
popping out babies left and right.
So you're just an awesome dude, and I just want to, I'm excited to have you on here because I feel like you do a lot of things pretty well.
I try.
Despite life, but you're a father of five, a husband, a business owner, a guy who keeps himself in shape year round.
Yeah.
So I just gotta ask questions on what it is that you're doing, what it is that makes you keep the mindset that you have to stay determined, how you stay resilient, how you keep pushing through, how you show up to be present. I mean, I just heard you talking on the phone about the softball game. You manage all the kids and stuff. You're still trying to be a husband. You're doing all these things, and it's really cool. And I believe, I always believe that. In my motto, it says in the tagline, I say, "Dad, because not all superheroes wear capes." Right? And badass is an official job title because I believe that truly, you could probably fix 80% of the problems in society if you had better dads that showed up.
Yeah.
You had dads that actually gave a rat's ass, actually took care of themselves, actually respected themselves, took care of their body, took care of their mind, showed up to their kids. If we had more present dads, we would probably have a better society.
Society would be way different.
Yeah, and statistically, and even statistically too, it's if you look at all the data and what surveys and research show is that when there's not a father figure in the house,
they're doomed.
They're doomed. They're doomed, right? Yeah. But so I think it's really cool, and it's really cool that you seeing all the things that you're doing and as present as you are and just showing up and being, you're a great dude. And I want to hear more about your story and what you do and how you do it. And it just, it's awesome. And I want to learn some stuff, You
probably know more than I do, man.
I wish.
Where do you want to start at?
Yeah. So tell me about your kids. Who do you got here? You got, this is your wife, Erica, right?
Yeah.
So let's, I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay, so this is Erica.
Yep. Right? So left to right, we have Elijah.
Oh, Elijah?
Yep, Elijah, okay.
Ariana.
Yep.
I love that name.
I know, right? Michael Jr.
Michael Jr.
Call him Micah.
Micah? Oh, biblical names?
On accident.
I wanted to do Micah. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then baby Isaiah.
New
baby. Yeah. He's 4 months now.
4 months. Isaiah.
And, there's Mila.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. How do you like being a dad?
I love it, man. I'll just say if it wasn't for being a dad, I don't even think that I would be. I don't know. My life would be a mess because it was a mess before.
Yeah.
Before Ariana, man, I just had drinking problems.
Ariana, right here.
Yeah, I was constantly getting in trouble, DUIs and fighting and just being a complete degenerate. So I would say if it wasn't for Ariana, man, I think I'd probably be dead.
Really?
For real. Because I just, like I said, terrible decisions, just drink, like an asshole, acting like an asshole. Yeah, man. Just I had no values, and I didn't take anything seriously then. So you think that she's the one
pivot that made that happen?
Yeah. Like I said, man, if it wasn't for her being the first one, it would be just a car wreck. Yeah.
Yeah. How much more enhanced was that once you had her? Like when you had her like in your arms, like the first time she was born,
life changing, dude. Life changing. Just watching her birth in general was life changing. And actually, the last time I got in any kind of trouble was her mom was probably 6 months pregnant with her, and I was sitting in jail, and I thought I was never going to see her again.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was never going to be able to meet her. I thought I was going to be going to Lincoln for a long time.
Wow. Yeah. Was it a fight, DUI or something?
It was a DUI, yeah. So I don't like talking about them because it's embarrassing, man. Yeah. But I've had 3 DUIs. Wow. In a matter of like 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Thanks for being so transparent about that.
Yeah, man. Well,
yeah.
You gotta make mistakes. Yeah. You know, you're supposed to learn from them. Me, I didn't right away. But I mean, since then, I haven't had any run-ins with police or anything like that, man. I don't drink like I used to. I don't party like I used to. When my kids go to bed, I go to bed. And that's even on the weekends.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, we don't really do too much, man. It's just family, life, and work.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Did you? So, once you had her, did your faith, like your relationship with God, get closer or change at all as you got out of that whole wreck of things, or
not actually? Because when she was born, so me and her mom weren't together. Me and her mom, I decided that I would be best for her upbringing if we weren't together, because it was not the greatest relationship. I mean, now we have a great relationship, but we went through the whole custody thing, and that was super trying time. And then, you've gone through it. That can take you to some
really dark places.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like there was quite a few times, man, I was even just questioning like if I even wanted to live anymore, because I thought my whole world was gonna be taken from me. That's how bad it was. So I remember after Mila was born, we lived with Erica's mom for a little bit, and this was like in the midst of custody battle with Ariana, and I just remember sitting at her mom's table at night, everybody's asleep, and fucking just crying my eyes out, man, just not knowing what was gonna happen. So that was probably like some of the darkest moments of my life, but also some of the toughest moments, the moments that, you know, that make you strong, make you who you are. So, and honestly, she was worth every day, every hour, every tear, like every fighting moment. And it's crazy because like she, like I ain't trying to cry right now. She, I don't think she'll ever understand like what she means to me, you know? It's fucking crazy. The firstborn, man. But now all of them are my driving force, man. Like without them, I don't think I would be like half the man I am. So,
you're a good father, man. You're a really good father.
I try. I don't ever talk about my kids like this.
Yeah, no, you're a great example. And you know what I see in that photo? I look at you and I see a really proud dad.
Yeah.
I see a really strong man with a big heart of humility, of like, I'm so graceful to just be here. And
what's cool, man, what's cool is because like I know you, and you're just like me when it comes to being a dad.
Yeah.
Being a husband, being a father. Like I see the love that you have for your kids and your wife, man, like in all your posts.
Yeah.
It's like you just can't miss it. It's so obvious. And I wish more dads were like that, because you get a lot of dads that just don't give a shit. They don't care. They might be in their kids' lives, but they're not really there, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. There's a difference between being a dad, being called a dad, and being a father. Yeah. Anybody can be a father of a child.
Right.
But being called dad is something unique.
Yeah.
Daddy Daddy, I love you, Daddy.
Like something more.
Yeah, it's special, and that's super cool, man. That you didn't tap out, and you redirected your life for, you know, it's how do you say
Ariana?
Ariana, I love that. You redirected your life to give her a better one, and it's just super cool. And you know, in that journey, you had Erica come in and participate as a bonus mom. And
she's been part of Ariana's life since Ariana was almost one. She met her when she was 9 or 10 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that is, there is a relatability there, because that taking on that challenge, my wife, dude, like, we get it, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a resilience you got to have, and honestly, it shows you their commitment to us as their man.
Yep.
You know, and it's really cool that you guys have built this amazing family, and she loves you so much that she was willing to stick it out and act as a mother figure and do all this awesome stuff and help you build this life. And it's really cool, man. And it's so cool to see all these kids, dude. And you just...
Dude, like, all the credit in the world to Erica too, man. I could not do like half the shit that she does, dude.
Yeah.
She usually has the kids almost all the time too. So like, her patience is unmatched. And I mean that like 110%, dude. Like, I don't know how she does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, she'll bitch every now and then.
Yeah.
And say, I fucking had enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because she in midst of being a mom of 5 and a wife, she is also a business owner too, right? Mm-hmm, she runs her own hair salon. Mm-have Yeah. So you guys are really resilient people.
Yeah. Hoping to change it, man. I would love to have her have the opportunity where she doesn't have to work. She can choose if she wants to work or not.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
To get her there. So we'll see, man.
That's awesome.
I picked the right time to really branch off and do my own thing as far as a business owner. So this is the time to do it. So
yeah. Tell me about your new business venture. Tell me about what that looks like. You know, how long you've been doing it. And
so I started I dabbled a little bit in roofing back in 2019. Like we were talking about Justin earlier, because he had his own roofing company. Really, like, I tried it. I didn't really put a whole lot of effort into it. Just I just didn't feel that was probably going to be the thing for me, the route for me. But then I went back to my full-time job at the time. I was working at Hillcrest doing admissions. And man, I just get tired of sitting. I can't sit in one space for a long period of time, like every day, dude, every day. And it's been the same. It's been that way since I turned 19. I started working in a clinical pathology lab.
No way.
Yeah, just sat in the lab like all fucking day, dude. And then from there was another lab in Iowa. I worked at a therapy replacement center for a little while. And then I just got tired of it. I was like, I needed to change. So I started applying at companies. That's where I met Josh. He had Artisan Roofing. And even then, at first, I was like, I think I interviewed with him probably in March. And I just wasn't right. I didn't feel right at the time. So then I think it was probably around May or June. I think it was probably around May. I like called him and was like, hey man, is that opportunity still available? Because I'd like to try it out. And he was like, yeah, of course. So I did that. Then a big storm came through. And I made a decision and the scariest decision of my life was quitting my full-time job, a guaranteed paycheck and health benefits, to go try to be a fucking roofer. And I hated roofers. Right? Like, they had like the worst name, man. So
it's like a car salesman, right?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. And they're like the biggest con people, you know, biggest scammers that are always on the news. Scamming somebody.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a part of that, but the money, the opportunity, the free time, the time I got with my kids, like I had to try it. So I did quit my full-time job, went full-time with that. did really well for the first 6 months. I think in that 6 months I made more in that 6 months than I've done in any full-time job.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That is so
it was crazy.
Awesome.
Crazy. And then my second year was even more. And what's funny is I wasn't really busy my second year because we were trying new ventures. Like, we both had the same mindset of wanting to build. But I landed enough big jobs that like doubled my salary from the year before. Mm-hmm. So, and then I still had the opportunity to focus on other things. And then come this year, it was just too many incidents that, just I wasn't fond of, that I didn't like, that didn't make me feel good. Mm-hmm. You just get real unhappy.
Right.
Just get in a weird funk, and I didn't like how I felt. Like every day it kind of felt like a fight, and I didn't like that. So I talked to Erica, I talked to people from church, my parents a lot. Like my parents are like my backbone, and they really gave me the confidence to go do my own thing. So.
Welcome to entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah, for sure. My plan was to take it slow. Like, I didn't want to go full force and jump right into it. I wanted to kind of take my time and learn a few more things before I was ready to go on my own. But just one thing happened after another, man. And I was like, I can't wait. So here we are,
Yeah, that's great. I forget the story, but I read a story where, this was a long time ago, when they were discovering... when they were discovering the land, what's that called? Oh my gosh, I feel dumb trying to think of it now. Pioneers. When the pioneers were discovering like all the lands and stuff, there's this one pioneer, and they got to this island, and one of my mentors gave me this analogy once, but he said that he's like, when they got there, they had all their ships, and when they got to the island, you ever heard like burn the boats? Mm-hmm. Well, that's where that comes from, is they got there and he decided that they were going to discover this and they were going to make it work. Yeah. So instead of leaving or having safety, he had them burn all the boats. And that could have gone the opposite direction, right?
Yeah, like
they literally burned the boat. But that's like, that's the level of commitment and resiliency and urgency that you have to have when you step into something sometimes, especially like entrepreneurship and starting a business. Sometimes I actually think it's a great idea to start small and then slowly work your way into it. Use that job as a nest egg and build up your clientele or whatever else you have. But then there's like, hey man, if you're miserable in something or there's something else that's going on, there's a little bit of scarcity that's going to happen, but like jumping in is going to be the best thing. You're going to learn the most amount of things you've ever learned about yourself, about what it takes to be a business owner. And that's work ethic. Yeah. I remember back in 2016 when I opened up my gym, my personal training studio. Yeah. I only did that for like 8 months until I fell flat on my face. Yeah, right? And had to shut it down.
Personal training is probably one of the hardest industries.
It's hard. It's super hard. It's super hard. But back to like yours, I thought that was really cool that you jumped in and you had the support around you, from Erica, your wife, who's always supporting you and encouraging, giving words of affirmation. And then, your church, that you go to, and your mom and dad, those are two things I want to, touch up on too with you, just being the well-rounded individual you are. You're a byproduct of the experiences that you have and the average of the some people that you hang around. And our environments are super important, including, it's like a flower. If a flower's not growing, you don't change the flower. You change the environment the flower's growing in. So I think your environment's super conducive for your level of success. And I think your parents, and especially like your community with your church, is important. But like what church do you go to?
We go to St. Columcille Papillion. St.
Columcille. Yep. That's awesome. How do you like that?
It's awesome, man. It's there's a lot of cool people there. Yeah. And it helps that the kids go to school there too.
Oh, do they? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so they can two birds, one stone then, huh?
Yeah. Look at that. And we've met some amazing people up there. So, and them going to that school versus a public school. I know Ariana had a lot of issues with public schools,
right?
Because they're all inclusive. Yeah, like
they're trash.
They are trash.
Hey, we're talking about this is my podcast. This is my podcast. We're talking about it. I don't care.
Like she got bullied, man. Like I remember her first week of first grade at Trumbull Park. You know where that's at?
Yeah, Trumbull Park. Yeah, I grew up in McLean. Yep.
Some kid told her that he was going to kill her, and being a first grader, like the entire year, like this kid like tormented her. And I don't know how many meetings we had with the principal.
Does she know who the dad is?
All right, let's go. Oh shit!
Anyway.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah, but we had so many appointments and stuff with the principal and the teachers, and it's just like, well, we can't do anything. Like we can move her, but we can't do anything else. I'm like, why are you gonna move her? Like, why are you gonna punish her when she didn't do anything? You know.
Right.
So it was just issue after issue, and then we decided to move her to Columbkill, and man, they're awesome. That school is awesome.
That's great.
It is a really awesome school. I had my issues with it to start, but it was mostly me being an asshole, and like because COVID was going on, they had all these like stupid rules, and I hated it.
Especially when you're in a faith.
Yeah.
You know, like as a believer.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
yeah. Well, you know, like
we're supposed to believe in like miracles and you know and healing and
and they're listening to, you know, just a bunch of bullshit, and we ended up being right about it. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, after a while, you know, you kind of let your guard down, and you see what it's worth, you know, and see these people are there, they really care, and man, any kind of problems the kids have, they take care of it right away. And if there's any concerns, they call you right away, and awesome. They want to work it. They want to work it out, and they really want to help. And that just hadn't been the case at any other schools. So it's been really awesome. Plus, they're learning about God. They're learning about faith. They go to church like twice a week. They do prayers in class.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that.
How has your faith been since getting into that community and that space?
Mine's kind of been up and down, man. And it's just more so experiences. Like, so before Isaiah was born.
Experiences you've had, or like experiences with just the churches?
Just me personally.
You personally?
Yeah,
gotcha.
Me personally. Before Isaiah was born, Erica was pregnant. So it's like really crazy time, man. So we were probably about 8 weeks pregnant, and this would have been the beginning of 23. We found out we were pregnant in January. Yeah, January. We came back after our trip from Mexico.
Building a kingdom right there.
Yeah, right. And then we found out she was pregnant. She had gone on a trip to Puerto Rico with her mom. Like, everything was great. And then she came back, and then I took a trip to Dallas for a roofing expo. And it was like the day I came back, this would have been March 12th. I came back, and then the morning of March 13th, she woke up in a pool of blood. So we thought she lost a baby. And it turns out she didn't, because we went to the hospital, or like rushed to the hospital. They did ultrasounds, and they found the heartbeat, and the heartbeat sounded great. Everything sounded good. So they're like, well, we're not sure. So they had I think it was like OB come down, on-call OB, and they did an ultrasound images, and they wouldn't tell us what they saw, of course. Or the ultrasound tech wouldn't tell us.
And this was which kid?
This is before Isaiah. So
before
she was
Isaiah.
pregnant.
So this.
No, not with Micah. Actually, we ended up losing the baby. So, yeah, we ended up finding out that the baby was in her tube. So it was an ectopic birth. But it was like the strangest thing ever, because like the baby was healthy. They're like, we can't believe the baby's even made it this far.
Wow.
And it was still growing. Like, the heartbeat was still strong.
And how many months, was it again?
She would have been, I think she was 8 weeks. So, and then it was super, like, dude, that was like the biggest roller coaster of emotion I think I've ever gone through. Like, because it was like, we lost a baby, and then the baby's okay. Then they're not sure, and then the baby's okay, and then they come in and like, they just say it's an ectopic, and then they walked out the room. Like, me and her were like, well, what the fuck does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah, like the doctor just came in and he's like, yeah, it's ectopic. So, like, just like that, and then walked out, and we're like, okay, but the baby's heartbeat sounds good. Like, everything else sounds good, you know? Like, you're fucking making don't know, you're making men and women and men. Why can't you save this fucking baby? You know, like it was crazy. But they ended up having to do. So they had to do emergency surgery on her because they said if they continue to let it go, the chances of her and the baby both dying are like super high. So they had to remove the baby and her tube. So it was just like the craziest time. And
yeah, I'm sure that really tested your.
Yeah, man. So I used to wear this cross like every day, and I ended up taking it off because I was just, I don't know. Like for me, it was like, how can it happen to her? You know, like she's amazing. She's awesome. She's an amazing mom, and all she does is love. So when that happened, I just I couldn't fathom. Like I couldn't understand it, and it was just like a really tough time, like a really hard time. So it probably wasn't for like probably up until Easter of this year. I started to I think it was like around Lent. I started to like kind of find my way back, and it was really weird because I go to church for the kids stuff, you know, and I'd just be sitting in church and I started to pay attention, and like I started feeling like weird, like in these motions, and like something's tugging at your heart.
It's called the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, man. And like I would start getting emotional in church, like, and it was really, really weird because this has never happened. Never happened in like 35 years.
Wow.
You know?
Right.
So, like,
yeah.
My 36th year on the earth, like now this is happening, and so this kept going on for a while. So then when Lent came around, usually, you know, for Catholics, they give up something or they try to dedicate something.
Right.
So for me, it was like, well, I'm going to start going to church once or twice a week, and then I was
want more of these feelings.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to figure it out. Then I was like, I need to. And the other thing was I was going to start reading more, and of course the books I didn't really choose these books. They just kind of came on to me. They're books about faith and books about being a good. I don't want to say good Catholic, but just being a good Christian,
a good disciple.
Yeah.
Right.
And like these books started like making me like think about a lot of things and
the sermon.
Yeah, and it was just really wild. And I was going to church twice a week, man.
Wow.
And like having these like weird feelings and emotions, and I couldn't figure out. And then I started praying. I started asking about it, and then I met with this dude. His name's Pat Dempsey. He's huge in our church.
Yeah.
I think he's a deacon now. I met with him and we talked, and he's been kind of giving me guidance and, you know, text me every now and then, like give me tips and tell me to read this, check this out, check this podcast out. Like
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, trying to help me figure it out. And it's still like something I'm navigating through, but you know, I'm hoping eventually I figure it out, man. Like I want to be one of those people that you see on like Instagram, like reels pop up and they're like, yeah, I heard Jesus one day and it like woke me up. Yeah. I'm like, I want that kind of experience.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to have to go through like the shitty things to hear that voice, you know? Like I've been there, I've done that. It didn't happen. Like I would love to just sit at home one day just thinking about it. And then like, you know, like I don't want to be like at rock bottom for God to be like, all right, get the fuck up. Let's go. Right. Like, I'd rather just be like chilling with my family and then I just hear it, you know?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that seems to be the way it happens. Yeah. I've had multiple experiences of that also being it's like, why can't I just like, you know, be having the best day ever?
And then you hear God like, you're doing good.
Right? Yeah, here you go. Here's a gift, you know?
Exactly.
No, that's cool, man. It's cool to hear your experience of how God and the Holy Spirit were doing a work in you, in your heart, your mind, and your soul, and shaping and molding you to call you closer. Yeah. Right? Call you closer because God is never far away, right? And especially going through something as much as like a miscarriage, it's an extremely emotional thing. Both my wife and I probably went through like 3 last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really hard. And it's like they get really far and then you're just like, why does this keep happening? You know? And I think it's really important to keep one in the Word and pray, but being in biblical Word says His Word is true. It's sharper than any double-edged sword cutting through bone and marrow. It's so true. And the closer you draw to His Word, that's where He speaks to you. you know, and when you pray, that's where those things come to life, you know, because he does have plans for you. You know, Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, the plans are to prosper you and not harm you, to give you a hope in a future." The same applies. Like, he has plans for you, but this world is the world of the devil. Like, he owns this world. This is his world.
Yeah.
It's very clear about that in the Bible. So when people are like, why do bad things happen? Or why is this? Well, all bad things happen. And if you're going to be a Christian and you're going to pick up your cross and follow Jesus Christ, just know that God sent his one and only son for you to die on a cross, and probably went through one of the most gruesome deaths you can ever go through.
Yeah.
And he did nothing wrong. And he lived a perfect life.
Yeah.
So what makes you think that you're actually called to go through trials?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's like, man, why can't I just have a great day? But like, this is the life we choose, you know? But with that comes eternal life. With that comes all these gifts and these amazing things that he does in our lives, and all these blessings that he gives us. And when something does happen that we don't expect, like, he still shows up, you know, because he's a good father. He's a really good father.
Yeah.
Hence why he sent his only one and only son. It's like you're a good father to all your children, right? You would never allow anything bad to happen to them. Like, you wouldn't intentionally try to hurt them,
Never.
right? Exactly, same thing. It's like, but there are things that are going to hurt them in this life, right? And you're just doing the best you can. But when that does happen, Daddy will be there.
Yeah.
Right. But no, it's just really, it's great to hear that you're strengthening your faith. You know, we need more dads like you, being the leader you are, equipping men to take on that take on those burdens and pick up that cross and be a reflection of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And being strong in their faith and prayer. And, you know, so it's really cool you're doing that. And you're setting up a really great foundation for your children to live that out. So
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
that is awesome. What about you said your parents, so you're pretty close to your dad? You and your dad have a good relationship?
Yeah.
Your mom and dad, or?
Yeah, we do now. It wasn't, I mean, me and my mom have always been close.
Okay, good.
Like, always. And then me and her mom, my grandma, she was like my second mom. So they were like, for them, they were probably the biggest, two most important people in my life. And then my dad, we were close probably until I was like 20, 21. And then I went through, like, I just started being dumb, you know, like I said, drinking and getting in trouble.
Yeah.
And just, I thought that time period in my life really hurt him. And he had a lot of disappointment and all that. And then it probably wasn't until I started, you know, being a dad myself and really just kind of getting shit together, you know, just kind of turn things around. So yeah, me and him are pretty close now. Like, it's funny, like, growing up, instead of like going out to hang out with friends and or going over their houses, like, they'd always come over to my house because we'd always be at my house hanging out with my parents. And that's just how it was, right?
Right.
And then I turned 21 and just kind of fell off that path. But now that I'm older, man, and have my kids, like, I don't call anybody else to see what they're doing. I usually call my parents.
You call your parents, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
that's so cool.
I love being with them, man. I'd rather hang out with them than anybody else. So
no, seriously, right?
Yeah.
They're how long they've been married?
I think almost 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's another good reflection of, like, something you can imitate, you know, and it's cool too, because seeing that relationship with your parents, I'm sure, helps you want to enhance your relationship with your wife, you know, because it's like,
Sometimes.
yeah, sometimes. Yeah. But it's like, you know, there's people you hear, especially in this woke generation right now. My father-in-law is a really cool guy. So is my dad. My dad's been, just last week, 28 years married. My in-laws, they've been together forever too, 25 years. But my father-in-law, he said, being married is such a good thing. And he's so right. Like when you have a good understanding and imitation of what a good marriage actually is, of two people supporting each other, loving each other, being honest to each other, serving each other. Like, when you can actually see what a good marriage, it's not about being happy.
Yeah.
We all know that, right? But when you can see a good marriage, like, marriage is a good thing. And like, when you are young, there is nothing wrong with getting married young. You should get married. Yeah. You should, you know, it causes a lot of problems when you're not married, you know? And I tell you, being married is the coolest thing. I love being married. It is hard.
Yeah.
But I chose my hard, and I love being married. Yeah. I love having kids. Being married is awesome. But my wife also had a really good imitation of what a good marriage looks like. My in-laws are so, like, coolest people to watch, like, in a marriage, you know? But watching my parents too, but the same to yours, like, that's a great thing to have, because you're setting that up for them, you know? They're like, oh wow, look at that, like, you know? Do you guys do like date nights or anything?
We try.
Yeah,
we try.
I mean, you got 5 kids, so
yeah. It's just so usually my parents or Erica's mom will watch the kids, but it's, like I said, it's just hard sometimes.
Yeah. How do you guys what do you guys do? Do you guys have any hobbies? Got any
no, like
anything to light the fire up? Or
our last date we went, which actually was probably like 3 weeks ago. We went to dinner, and then we went axe throwing.
Axe throwing?
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
I don't want to see you throw an axe.
I suck at it.
You look like an axe.
No. I think it's like, she can throw an axe. I throw it too hard. There's just too much power.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, it's funny, like, so talking about having like a good example of a marriage. So like Erica's mom's been single since probably, I think Erica was 2. I mean, she's had relationships and whatnot since, but Erica it's been Erica, her mom, and her brother for like her whole life.
Wow.
Yeah. And
she just has one sibling?
Yeah, one sibling.
Okay.
And her brother's awesome. He's married now too. He's got kids too. But like for her not having like the best example of marriage, like, I mean, her mom has like been an absolute like gem to her. Probably like one of the strongest women ever. Especially raising 2 kids, and she worked 2 jobs. Right. Her dad was never there.
Wow.
Still isn't.
So did she know her dad?
Yeah, she knows her dad.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care about her. He doesn't try. He hasn't tried. And I feel for her, because I know how important that is to have a dad in your life.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, exactly. And I know she really missed that. And but her and my dad actually have like an awesome relationship, which is pretty funny. Like,
that makes me so joyful, dude, to hear that.
Dude, if my parents could choose between me and her, they're gonna choose her.
Yeah.
So, especially my dad. But I mean, not having that good example of, you know, what a healthy marriage is growing up, man. She knows what it is. She knows how it should go, and she tries to live it out every day. So she's like, she knows, not having that example, she is the example now.
Yeah, she is the example. Yeah. And hats off to you, dude, for being a strong example of a husband.
I'm definitely not perfect, man.
Oh no, none of us are. Yeah. But you doing your best, and I think it's just so cool, because she gets that, and her kids get that, and she gets to see that her kids get to grow up with a dad. Yeah. Because that, like you said, like that's hard, and I'm happy to hear that your dad almost has like that father figure relationship with her. It's super cool, because it's just, especially for a girl, nothing breaks my heart more. A boy, that's tough, but he'll get over it. You know, he'll probably get in more trouble. But a girl, seeing a little girl without a dad, dude, nothing makes me more furious. Like, I'm just like, piece of shit.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, it's not hard to be a father, man. It's not hard to give somebody else, especially something that's you created, to give them love. You know, it's a choice, and the right choice is to be there. So I know some dudes that are sperm donors. It's not even funny, man.
Dude,
like,
I don't even know that that's still a thing.
I just have no respect for them at all, man, because you can't create life and then not take care of it, you know?
Right.
You just can't do that.
Yeah. It's your moral obligation and duty and responsibility as a man. As a man.
Yeah.
As a human being. Yeah. Like, wow.
Like you know the consequences. This I don't believe in karma like at all, right? Like your actions have consequences, either good or bad, right? So like you know when you're about to have sex, what could happen.
Yeah.
So
exactly, yeah.
So,
oh no, I tripped and fell.
Yeah, it's like you made the choice, you know. Now fucking live with it. Mm-hmm. So I hate people that just either they choose to ignore it or terminate it. Like I can't deal with that shit at all. Yeah.
I hate that too. Yeah. Yeah, we don't support that here on this podcast.
No, I definitely don't.
Yeah, I don't either. No, that's, yeah.
But you know, it's cool, man. It's, like I said, surrounding yourself with people like, especially like you, that are faith-driven, family-driven, hardworking. Makes you stronger as a person too, you know?
Yeah, it does. It does. And, you know, like I said earlier, iron sharpens iron. You're the sum of the 5 people you hang around. Get around strong men. Get around men who have the same values, morals, and commitments that you do, or at least similar, or that you strive to be, and be around those people and don't have any other disposition or like, don't be a double-sided man. Like, know who your tribe is, and that's who you hang with. Because, like, I'm not gonna hang out with somebody I wouldn't trade places with. Yeah. I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't want to be like you. Yeah. I wouldn't have you raise my children. I wouldn't have you, like, if there's certain things, like, now I'm not saying I love people. Yeah. Everybody knows that, right? I'm just saying, like, especially my sphere of influence. I'm like, man, you got to be around. That's why I brought you on. Yeah. Like, that's why I love you. You're awesome, dude, you know? And more than just your big muscles, you know? Yeah, right. You're a great guy, and you're a great example of what a strong man needs to be in all those areas, you know? And I just think it's really impressive that you're able to, I wouldn't say burden, but just be able to pick up all those things and be able to walk with them every single day and not quit. That's the whole purpose of being a man and being a father is like, and a husband is like,
man. And you got to remember, they're watching every move you make, every move
you make.
They listen to everything, especially this one right here.
Yeah,
she listens to everything. She listens to everything.
That's one that's in softball right now, right?
Both, Ariana and Bila, both in softball.
Yeah,
they're man, so she's just an athlete. She can do anything and everything. And then Ariana takes her a little bit. She's usually pretty timid, and then once she gets into something that she likes, she crushes it, man. So like softball, she wasn't too sure about, and then we played the first time she played was last year, and started off rough, and then by the end of the season, she's the best kid on the team.
No way.
Yeah, swear to God. Now this year, she didn't want to do pitching, so it's like kid pitch this year. And when I first told her that, she's like freaking out. She's like, I ain't pitching. I don't want to pitch. I don't want to do that. And then we went to the field one day. I took her and Mila, started throwing the ball around, throwing some pitches. And she's like, okay, maybe I do want to try this. And then now she's like, man, she's the shit. Yeah. She's the shit.
That's
the same with Mila, man. Mila's like still learning, she's figuring it out. But she's going to crush it too, man. Like basketball, volleyball. She's a great cheerleader. They both are great dancers. They're both very artistic, super smart, man. It's just, they impress me every day. Every day I'm impressed by them. And they're so driven too, man. Like once they try something, they go like balls to the wall with it. And like I can't take credit for that, because I know I question myself a lot with certain things. Right. And I scare myself, like,
yeah, same.
And them, it's like, they'll be scared for a minute, and then after that, it's like, all right, let's get it done. Let's do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we got their dad in them.
I don't know. That might be more their mom. But it's awesome, man. Like I said, they impress me every day. Every day, all of them. All of them do. That's
awesome.
And this kid right here, Micah's gonna be a monster.
Micah, right?
Yeah. Yep. He's only 3, man. He's got big ass hands. He's tall. He's
cute.
He's solid, dude. He's a solid kid. And Elijah's kind of, he's just more of the...
This is Isaiah.
Yeah, it's Isaiah, yeah. Elijah's just, gosh, he's more of like, I don't know. He's not into sports, but he'll get out there and run around with you. Mm-hmm. He's just more, I would say he's more of a lover than anything like this, because he wants to be friends with everybody.
Yeah,
like everybody and everything. I mean, he's a big jokester too, so.
That's cute.
I hope he figures it out, like with sports. I would love to see him do well in sports.
What's the, having a son and daughter relationship are completely different.
Super different.
Super different. Yeah. It's super fun though. Yeah. It's super cool. Honestly, I really love being a daddy's girl.
Yeah, I love my girls more than my boys.
Yeah, it's so cool. Sorry, Declan, I love you, man, but yeah, that's so cool. What do you like most about the boys versus the girls? Like just in their personality traits when being a parent.
Right now, their age, the boys are more like they're more emotional than the girls, which is I don't get it. Yeah, it's really weird. They're I don't know, man. Like I hope it like swishes one day. The boys are pretty emotional. They cry about everything, and they're big fighters. They fight, but I don't know, man. The girls are just, and I think these two have like a special bond because Ariana was 3 when Mila was born, and she like loved her like a mom. It was crazy to watch, crazy to see. And it was weird because at that time I only had Ariana for maybe, I don't want to say like the most limited amount of time. Like that's how we started off with the schedule. Like I think my schedule was, I had her for like rotating weeks. So the first week would be, I'd have her twice a week on 2 weekdays. So like Tuesday and I think it was Thursday from 2 o'clock to 8 p.m., but I didn't get out of work till 4:30, so I wouldn't be able to pick her up till 5, so then I only have her for a couple hours. And then she'd go back, and then the following rotating, I'd have her on a Wednesday for a few hours. And it was like that until I think she was maybe 2. And then I started getting overnights, and then Mila came along. So like I said, the time was super limited, but the bond they're able to achieve.
That's great.
And they still have it. It's so like we were at softball practices the other night, and like the last 5 minutes, like Ariana's supposed to be practicing with the team, but she's out in the outfield with Mila, showing Mila how to pitch.
Super cool.
Like teaching her how to pitch, and then I'm just sitting back watching that, like not paying attention to my team.
Yeah.
Like
What a cool dad moment.
Just watching that, and then they're doing cartwheels like right after that. And it's just, I don't know, moments like that, man, make me really love being a dad, dude.
Yeah,
love it.
dude,
yeah,
it's the best, man.
I was trying to explain it to Erica, and she's like, well, she's supposed to be practicing. And I'm like, you're missing the point.
You're missing the point.
Yeah, right? You're missing the point.
Wives and husbands are completely different as well. Yeah.
And that happens a lot, too. Like, there's times I'm sitting there watching them and just, I like love their relationship so much, cool. Man, so much. And like, Erica doesn't see what I see. Like, she, in her mind, she's like seeing them like fucking around, like they shouldn't be doing that or whatever. And for me, it's just, I don't know, I guess I see it different, but.
Yeah. How's the, did she go between houses still, or you got full custody?
No, I have joint custody, so it's 50, week on, week off. Yeah.
Okay.
Which was the best thing that ever happened, man.
Yeah.
The best thing. Yeah. I'm not saying that for me personally, but for her, for like her mental health.
Totally. Yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. That stuff is really tough, you know. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that you guys got something in place for her. You know, it's always about them. Yeah. You know, but when the other person ends up being selfish, that can be hard.
Well, I mean, too, like when you're able to get to like a good relationship with, you know, the other parent, makes things so much easier.
So much easier.
So less stressful for her. And I mean, she can call me and be like, hey, I'm going out of town. Can you watch her for these dates? Or we're going out of town. And we're going to be gone for these dates, and it might cut in my time. And I'm like, that's totally fine, man. Because now it's like, it's not about like me and her and our time or my time, you know, it's her having the experiences of both families. So, which is wild because like 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, fuck no, dude. No, my time.
No, I don't care. Yeah. So, well, it's only when the other person's being selfish, it's hard not to like want to try to put those boundaries or constraints or like, you know, pick up that rock.
Yeah, but then you got to be selfish too, because your time is so limited.
Yeah, and you love them, and you love your kids. Like, and you're not going to let even the person that you had the kid with try to take your kid away from you.
Yeah.
Let's. What do you think of the coffee?
It was good, man. It was really good.
This coffee right here. This is the new Dad Bod Academy coffee. It's called 6 a.m. Toddler. And it's a mushroom infused with chaga and lion's mane. So it's got neurotropic in it, highly antioxidant infused, tons of nutrients, and it's organic. So it's going to give you a good stimulant, and it's not just going to be your boring coffee. So you're going to get all the other benefits that you wouldn't normally get with just a cup of coffee. And then I just mix that in with some rock solid nutrition protein, and it's to act as a creamer. So then I have protein coffee with all the other benefits that the coffee comes with, and it's really good. So you like it?
Yeah, it tastes like a white mocha.
A white mocha?
Yeah, that's like usually if I want to have like a coffee from like Scooters, that's usually what I get. Yeah, and that's exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah, and give it some time. Like I'll be working, and I'll put on like some of this like focus music, but I'll just sit there and drink it. And honestly, like probably 20 minutes later, I'm like,
what happened?
I'm like, where am I? I'm like, it's like, so it's pretty good stuff.
That's
so
good.
Let's talk about this beef castle we got here. Okay, all right. You have a dad of 5, a husband, an entrepreneur and business owner, and for all you cupcakes out there that say they can't make the time, that they can't make the workouts, that they can't make the nutrition, I mean, look at this stud. And by the way, Mike has been like this basically almost his whole life.
Not my whole life, probably like last 10 years.
Last 10 years, but this is pure just consistency. And I see his videos. He posts more workout videos than I do. And he posts them, and he's always in there, and he's working out, and he's being disciplined, and you can see the level of confidence also in him, like the way he flexes, the way you carry yourself. You carry yourself very well. Your posture, how you walk into a room, it's your presence, But add in the layers of your physique. It really just amplifies who you are as an individual. But talk about that, like. What is that? How do you do this? Like, what does your regimen look like? What's advice that you would give to somebody who's got a dad bod and is just making a bunch of excuses? Like, because this is for your kids, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's funny you say that, because now my kids are old enough, they recognize it. They like, if I'm around other dads, they can definitely see the difference.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And they definitely
they're like, what's wrong with that dad?
They have something to say now. So like, I'll joke around.
Bigger boobs than mom.
Yeah, I'll joke around with them sometimes, and I'll be like, I'm just gonna get fat now. Like I think I've maxed myself out, and they get mad. They're like, no, you better not.
Really?
Yeah. So it's pretty funny. But no, man, like I've always wanted to get into fitness. Like I remember coming out of high school, I wanted to get into exercise science, and I started doing that. And then I was always in the gym, and it just kind of like evolved from there. And it probably wasn't until I competed for the first time in, I think it was 2015. I did my first show. Is when I really learned how to diet and eat right.
Yeah, right.
And that was probably the biggest thing for me, because as far as training, I've always trained the same. I've trained the same probably since.
Yeah, it's not the biggest factor.
Like 20 years. Yeah, and even now I still train the same. But the only thing that changes is my diet and how I eat.
How you manipulate your macros. Huh?
Yeah. So it's crazy, man. If you can just learn how to eat right. And you don't even have to make like huge changes. Like I still eat Pop-Tarts. I still enjoy myself. I still love eating like cinnamon rolls and cake. Like cake's my fucking thing. Like
as much as you post cinnamon rolls on there, like why is the dude fat? If that's that dude's diet, I got to get on it.
Yeah. What's the thing is I love that kind of food. I love that stuff. That's my shit. But I don't eat it like often. Like maybe once a week or less than that, But as far as like finding time, like I'll wake up at least towards the end of last year, for like the last 10 years, I was going to the gym at 4 a.m.
That's the 4 in the morning.
Yeah, get it done, get it out of the way. The gym's usually empty.
Dude, 4 a.m. is the best time.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
Nobody there. It's intimate.
All the weights are open. The only thing that sucks is finding a spotter. Like if you're always if you're always trying to like max out and shit like me, that's usually the downfall.
You maxed out your arms, they're go any bigger. They're gonna blow a tire.
I'm trying to catch Ronnie Coleman, bro. No, but like you just got to do it, and you get used to it. Your body adapts and changes, and now it's to the point where like I wake up on my days off at that same time, or if it's like sleeping in for me, it's probably like 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. Never past that.
So do you work out in the morning or at night?
No. Right now I go mid morning, but I'm starting to get busier now, so I'll probably go back to the 4 a.m. here soon. But like I said, dude, it's cool because I usually, at least at this point, I was doing workouts fasted.
You can tell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So and fasted workouts feel so good, man.
They're the best.
Like the best energy. It's like you don't have that sluggish feeling in your stomach of everything digesting.
Yep.
I just felt really good.
I still do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I would just keep it going. Like I wouldn't even have a post workout until I'd wait probably till 10:30 to eat, and then.
And you keep your physique like that, just doing that, huh?
Yeah. And then usually I'm done eating by probably 7:30, 8 o'clock.
What's your dad? Is your dad a big guy?
My dad's pretty big. He's pretty overweight, and he's got.
But see, genetics aren't a factor. Genetics are to an extent, but your dad is overweight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just decisions.
My whole family, man, they all struggle with their weight. But you just got to do it, man. Mm-hmm. Like you can't talk about it. You just got to do it. So what anything, you gotta fucking do it.
So what's something that's practical that like a dad can take away? Like let's just think about this. Like we know plenty of dads out there. You got 4 or 5 kids just running around the house, right? Mm-hmm. You got your full-time job or a business you run, and your excuse is that you don't have time. So for a guy like you or me, it's really easy because we've been doing it for a long time. And if we got out of shape, I've been lifting since I was 16 years old. Yeah. So if we get out of shape, it's really easy, and we know all the different protocols and best practices to do. Yeah. But what is somebody like that's like making excuses? How can they like when they're like, I'm tired, what's something that they can take away?
They gotta change their mindset, because right then you're already failing yourself. If you just say you don't have time or you can't do it, then you're already losing. What
does not going to the gym do to you?
Fucks me up, dude.
How?
Because that's like my routine. If I don't go to the gym, then I feel off. Like my mind feels off. Like I just feel like disconnected from myself, like it's crazy. It's my therapy. If I don't go, I just feel.
And not even like an anger thing. It's literally therapy for your body.
Yeah, it literally throws me off, dude. Even on vacation, I work out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I swear to God, like I have to do it. I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's funny is the other day I didn't go because of the storm. Alarm went off. We were still up at 3:55. And that's when my alarm goes off.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yesterday?
Yep. Yeah. Ain't doing it. Nope. But I tell you what, I went today, and I tell you what, I know my wife knows. She does we had an agreement because our schedules have been so crazy. It's like, if I don't go to that gym at 4 a.m, because I'll never go at night, I will cancel my gym membership.
Oh yeah,
that's the agreement. But she knows the direct the direct influence it has on me, my personality, and how I go throughout the day.
It throws you off, right?
Literally, bro. I hate that guy. Yeah. I hate that guy that doesn't when I don't go. I know that feeling you're talking about. You're like, I'm disconnected. Something's off.
Yeah.
And forget all the happy hormones and stuff it gives you, like dopamine and serotonin and all that. But it's like, you literally are a whole different person. Yeah. How you walk, how you talk, how you carry yourself.
Yep.
So.
You just have a bad attitude around everybody.
Dude, right? Yeah, you're just a crabby little baby.
Yeah. Actually, I felt that same way because we were up at I think I woke up just before the alarm went off on my phone, the warning. Mm-hmm. And then Shit, I didn't think I fell back asleep till like 4 or 5. And then I had to wake up. I think the kids woke up at like 6. So I'm probably got like a little bit of sleep. But I wasn't going to go to the gym either. Yeah. And I was like, nah, I got to go.
How do you manage that with those kids? Like with 5 kids, like you got to, okay, let's talk about that. A newborn.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a season that's like, man, how do you even...
Well, right now it helps that like, so Erica's, most of her clients are at night.
Yep.
So she's home during the day. Or like if I was going at 4 in the morning, it doesn't really matter because everybody's sleeping. So
you almost have to. Yeah. You almost have to do it for your wife.
Yeah.
For your kid. Like it's actually, if you're a guy that's going at like 8 or 9 or during the day or right after work, and you like, in my opinion, it's selfish because
losing time with your kids.
Yeah, and your wife. Do it for her.
Yeah.
Because when you show up, like you can still help and be present and get all that done early first thing in the morning.
That's funny you say that because I used to do that. I would go. Me and Erica used to go late at night.
Yeah, you guys just
back in the day, and then I kind of continued that probably like sporadically when after Mila was born, and then I just woke up one day and I was like, man, I'm missing time with them.
Yeah.
You know, because I was going real late at night. By the time I get home, everybody's in bed, and I didn't. It was just I didn't like that, so I switched it up. So now, like my evenings are free with them.
I love it.
There's no way I could do it now.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No way. Yeah.
No. Plus, who wants to fucking go at evening when it's packed?
And who wants to go at 9 in the morning? He's got a job to do, right?
Yeah,
you know, that's so true. I tell clients all the time, and I tell people that I talk to, I say, dude, listen, you're gonna go at 4 in the morning. Well, I work at 6, or I work at 7, or I work at 5. I don't care. Go. And you know what? When you leave, one, you got the hardest thing done in the day.
Yep.
You're actually going to burn 2 times the amount of calories throughout the day because you worked out first thing in the morning.
Your energy levels
are way higher throughout the day, and you'll have a way better workout in the morning. Everybody's like, I'm tired. Dude, it's because you didn't prepare the night before.
You're going to be tired when the evening comes anyways because you're going to be that 5 o'clock sluggish time.
Yep.
Your body's like starting to slow down.
Yeah. And
stresses of the day
and your testosterone and HGH.
All peaking in the morning.
It's peaking in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, for all you guys, I mean, when you wake up in the morning, you're like, things
most
up.
People. Most people.
yeah. But that's, you get, and then by the time, here's the cool part. If you're a structured parent, and your kids are in bed by 8 or 9, or 7, or whatever it is, our kids are in bed by 8. You are willing and happy to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Oh yeah, dude.
You're Mike Tyson getting knocked out.
You're drained.
You're done because 4 a.m. has just tore you up, and you did the hardest thing. You dominated your day. You went through your day with purpose. You spent time with your kids at night because you didn't have to go to the gym, and you're done.
Yep.
So it's super cool. I love that you talked about that. I actually didn't know you went that early.
Yeah. And back to the whole sex drive thing, man. Like it's gonna help your endurance. You're gonna last longer.
Oh yeah,
you're
in the
gonna
bedroom.
have
more libido,
harder, firmer erections.
Yeah.
Plus your significant other is gonna like seeing that more than
then
sloppy piece of shit on you.
I know, right? You're having a spare tire hanging around her, your boobs being bigger than hers, slapping against it.
You definitely notice. For me, anyways, looking like that versus I put some weight on in the wintertime. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But and I notice a difference with Erica. Anyway, seeing her facial expressions when I look like that versus the winter slop. It's
Well, there's intention, and then there's just wintertime. It is a little more difficult. But
and she'll say no, that's not true. But no, it's true. I fucking I pay attention. I notice.
Was it the year before I started getting really out of shape. I mean, we were going through all that stuff, and I was that was one of those things, my stress levels were so high that eating, going to the gym, sleeping, I mean, when we're going through all that court stuff and trying to, it was I work at night. I actually had to do, on top of my morning job in marketing, I then at the wash, and taking on all my clients, I then would have to go at night to do side jobs with my buddy that did worked on houses and backyards and stuff, hardcore labor from literally 5 to 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
9 o'clock, because I needed to, again, that father's love.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna let somebody take my son away from me.
Yeah, court's expensive.
Dude, it's expensive, bro.
Yeah.
Like 15 grand almost,
Yeah.
you know? And so I didn't have time. I literally didn't have time. I could have gone earlier, but we had a newborn. We literally had a newborn.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, I was so exhausted, so overwhelmed, I'm, for people who are listening, like, Mike was awesome. Like, him and I actually didn't really hang out at all. Like, but I called Mike, and Mike actually got on the phone with me, and I was actually asking him, it was some of the hardest times. He walked me through some of the stuff, like what to prepare for, like, hey, like, how you feeling? Like, it was just one of those moments that, like, it felt good to know that somebody who had walked through something like I went through was just so cool to be able to, you actually helped me out more that night on the phone. Then, like, it gave me confidence to know, like, hey, like, what I'm going to walk into, like, this has to happen.
Yeah.
And it's going to work itself out, you know. And you were talking about crying at the dinner table and stuff. I can't tell you how many nights I